Folks, there's a new winner chicken dinner in town.
Perfectly cooked chicken, asparagus, and mushrooms, topped with a melty cheese and a sauce to die for.
Oh, can we talk about that sauce?
Oh, you're serving a 5-star dinner right in your own kitchen.
That is the truth. Those are true words.
You got all the things you need.
And it's all in one pot. There's so many things to love about this. So let's start with that asparagus.
All right, yeah, so we got some nice looking asparagus crafts.
Just like one bunch.
But we don't want to have all of this. We want to cut them down just a little bit.
Kind of get rid of that woodsy ends.
Yeah,
and
so
you
we're
want
gonna...
them,
is that good?
That's perfect. And you want them to fit nicely in your skillet. It's all going to come together. That's one of the things I love about that.
And these kind of drape over the chicken, and the cheese melts on top of it.
Yeah.
And, oh.
Okay, so we've got a tablespoon of unsalted butter that I've melted over medium heat, and Wesley's going to add all that asparagus.
There you go.
And we are just going to saute this. You can do this. I did probably about half of one of the bunch that you get from the supermarket. You could use all of them, depends on how many you're feeding. But we're going to do enough for Wesley and myself, okay, which probably isn't enough. So now just hit this with a little bit of salt and pepper. You could also, if you wanted to, I wanted to keep this all in one dish, so that's why I'm sauteing it.
So great.
Yeah, you could blanch your asparagus if you wanted to do that.
Oh no, I like it because these get a little softer when you saute them.
They do. They're so good. So this is a dish that is like wildly popular at Cheesecake Factory here in the United States. I don't think I've ever ordered it, but
we've not gone to Cheesecake Factory.
It's been a while, but anyway, I mean they're good, and but we're always looking for fun recipes to share with you guys, and I know that this is a popular one, so we came up with our version, and I'm like, well, I get why it's so dang popular.
It is so good.
It is. So, okay, we're going to continue searing these until they're nice and soft, and that only takes about 4 minutes. Okay, so these, just depending on how super tender you like yours, get them to their kind of al dente, and then when we finish these, when we finish these off in the oven, they'll cook a little more. Okay,
that is some nice color.
It is a beautiful color.
Wow.
So now we're going to add another tablespoon to my skillet here. Just keep using the same skillet. It'll all come back together.
Yes, and we've got these baby bellas.
Baby bellas. You can do whatever your favorite kind of
I love these.
mushroom is. That's 8 ounces. I just sliced them kind of thick. Okay, go ahead and add them in. Okay. Yeah. And then we're just gonna saute these till they're nice and tender. This is really an easy dish to make too, and it's such a elevated flavor. We're gonna be Madeira is what we'll be adding here in just a moment, and Madeira is a fortified wine that is
so good. It's similar to. Oh.
I'd say it's got a similar kind of characteristics as marsala. You probably have chicken marsala or veal marsala.
Or a sherry.
Yeah, sherry is a good substitute for it. Just the flavor is off the charts.
Ooh,
okay,
so good.
We're going to saute these till they become tender and start to release their juices. Oh, these smell so good. Wow. I love baby bella. Okay, these are close. So now
I'm going to get this chicken ready. I'm going to season up.
It's a half a cup of flour, and to that he's adding a teaspoon. A
little more?
No, I think that's good. A teaspoon's good. And then
half
a teaspoon of black pepper. And that's going to season that flour that we're going to dredge the chicken in.
Yes.
So we've got, those are 4 thin. You want to go thin. Chicken breasts are great, boneless, skinless. A lot of times you can find in the supermarket thin chicken, not tenders, chicken breasts like this. Which is great. Don't do the tenders. The tenders have that that little cartilage in there that's kind of weird. If you can't find the if you can't find the kind of the thin ones like this, then just get those, those big old honking breasts that they have, and just split them in half lengthwise.
Exactly. You probably have to do that anyway. I can't find these little guys anymore anywhere.
Oh, I found them. I mean, but sometimes sometimes the thin ones are kind of big. And what I do is I just get put them in a like a zippy bag and get a mallet and just pound them or get
pound it
until it's nice and thin.
All right.
Okay, so now we're
removing. Those look so good.
They do. They look super yummy. So now we're going to sear those things out.
Yeah.
So now I've got my remaining 2 tablespoons of butter.
I went to grab a glove so I could do this with my hands, but
And we're out of gloves.
I ran a glove.
I know, so he's doing it with the tongs.
Could you guys remind me to get
Send us a note. We need more gloves. No, I've got it in my noggin. Okay, and then I'm going to add another couple tablespoons of oil. This is just olive oil. And
You ready for me?
Yeah, I think so. And we're going to do these. I think we can do them all at once.
In one shot.
Yeah.
You
You
ready?
want to use a skillet or a pan, something that you can then go into the oven because we're going to finish these off in the oven. These are not
Right on top of that butter.
There you go. That's a good way to go. These are not gigantic cutlets, so 2 will certainly feed the loon and I think. It should be good. So we're going to let that go until it gets nice and browned on the bottom, probably about 5 minutes, and then we're going to flip it over and get it nice and browned over there. It may not cook it all the way through, but it'll finish cooking when we do it in the oven. Okay, so these look beautiful. Like I said, after about 5 minutes, I just flipped them over and just kind of scooch them around and so they're evenly being sautéed.
Those are dinky. I think I need 2 of these.
Yeah, these are on the smaller side. Sometimes, it just depends on what you get from the store.
They look good, though.
They do. Those are going to be good. Okay, now I've got a shallot, and I'm just going to add this to the oil that's already in there. I've got 2 nice-sized cloves that I've minced, and that was a shallot that I finely diced. I'm just going to saute this just for about a minute until it just kind of gets soft. And you see when you cook those cutlets in here that some of that's going to stick to the little crumbly, and that's gold flavor. That is major flavor. We are going to get that stuff pried up so we can eat
That's right.
All right, now we've got this is a cup of Madeira wine. You can find it. You definitely can find it at a liquor store. It's. I have to go to kind of a wine shop to find it, but it's not that hard to find. Sometimes you can find them in the supermarket if they sell fortified wines or Marsala.
Port too,
or
or
port.
sherry.
Sherry, oh sherry. So now you see what we brought this to wine. So now this is called deglazing.
Deglazing. I'm like, that's not a roux.
No, it's not a roux. This is definitely not a roux. This is, and we're just you're scraping that up. And now I've got a cup of good quality beef broth or stock, and we are going to bring this to a boil and then just let it start to reduce. And we're going to let it reduce by about half. And that generally takes, maybe 5 minutes to do that. And then we'll season it, and then we bring it all together. Okay. Oh, the smell is just... Oh, if we could bottle this smell. It's intoxicating. It's not because it's wine. Okay, I'm going to season this with about a half a teaspoon of salt, about a half a teaspoon of black pepper. You see how, so we brought this to a boil and then just let it have a strong simmer for about 5 minutes and how it's thickening up like this. And it almost gets like a syrupy kind of texture.
But we're going to help it along.
We're going to make it even
with a little
saucier.
Cornstarch slurry.
Yeah.
All right, so I've got a teaspoon of cornstarch in there, and I'm going to just add 2 teaspoons of water to this, and then I'm going to mix it up.
We don't want to make this like a thick gravy. We just want to give it a little substance to it.
Exactly.
Because then you can drizzle that over your chicken. And oh my goodness gracious. We good?
Yeah, I think we're good. You ready
go
for
ahead
me?
and drizzle that in.
Okay.
And just kind of this is one time when it's good that you kind of do it gradually.
Oh.
Because if you do it in one, it may just kind of clump up.
Oh.
But anyway, you see how that's already doing its work. It's already thickening.
Did I do it gradually?
You did. You did just great. Okay. This is absolutely wonderful. So now we're going to it's all going to come together very quickly. We're going to put this under the broiler. So you remember, everyone's broilers, they're like snowflakes. Each one's a little
bit different.
Yeah.
All right. Can I place these in?
Yeah, I think so. This is a great sauce. It's a lovely sauce. So go ahead and place those in.
Turn this off? Turn the heat off?
I went ahead and turned that off. Okay. Now, that looks so good. I love the color of that sauce. Now we're going to place, oops, I dropped the mushrooms. Place some mushrooms. I know, there's nothing worse. We're going to place some mushrooms on top of here. It's okay if some get in the sauce. That's perfectly fine.
Hold on, I just want to get this juice.
Oh yeah, don't let anything go to waste. This is besides being off the charts delicious, it's a beautiful dish too. It's colorful. I think what really makes it so colorful are what you're adding right there.
Right there.
That
I just want to it's kind of haphazard. just to make it look so pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Nice. Now we're going to finish it off. You got to have a little cheese.
Hold
with
on,
this.
Chris. I'm still laying my.
Oh, okay.
Laying
You're
my-
laying the law.
laying these down. There we go.
So now with
at
when
that.
the addition of mozzarella, I think some people do cheese, some people don't. Some people do a lot of cheese. We've done it all different ways, and we found unless you like it super overly cheesy, just a little pinch on each one. It's going to just kind of melt, and you still want to be able to see those mushrooms and the asparagus and the chicken. I know, isn't that phenomenal?
That looks
good enough to
already.
eat. Good enough to eat.
Do a little sprinkle down in there.
In the middle.
There you
Okay,
go.
okay, yeah.
There
Let's
you go.
make it a party. Okay, so now, like I said,
Hold just
we've got our broiler set to high. We're going to do it right underneath the broiler. So make sure you watch it, is what my point was a little bit ago, because it does not take long. And then we dig in. We're going to have some mashed potatoes. I can hardly wait. Oh, this is hot.
yeah, why don't you take it easy there?
Okay.
Got it?
I got it. You'd think my first time in the kitchen. Okay, here we
You
go.
can't feel your hands anyways.
Dinner is about to be
Isn't
served.
that crazy? It was so fast.
No, it is so.
Oh, that is perfect.
Beautiful. So keep an eye on it. Remember, keep an eye on it. But look, you want that cheese. See, it's not overly cheesy, which is good, which for us is surprising because we like everything overly.
This is tasteful.
We're the definition of overly cheesy. But yeah, but you get a little bit of brown spots right there. That's perfect. Okay, so now there's no rhyme or reason to doing this. I'm going to bring this over to you.
There you go. Just toss one on.
We had said we were going to do two, but I think we'll just do one for starters.
Oh, look at that, Chris.
Look at that cheese.
There you go. Oh, I got it.
Oh, my goodness. Now, of course, like we said, this sauce is to die.
Oh.
Look at that. Oh, my God.
And I got an asparagus.
There you go. One little asparagus. Take
Hold on, I'm
another.
going to take another asparagus.
Yeah, yeah.
I
'Cause those are so
love
good.
this. All right, Chris.
All right, now I'm going to
Hold
get
on, let me get your plate in order.
this in place.
No.
Oh, this has become, I'm telling you, we made this the other day. Well, we've made it a few times.
Look at that.
And we're like, this is our new favorite chicken dinner.
Wow.
So heavenly good.
You guys.
This is one of those things that it's easy enough to make, for the family, for dinner, but it's so impressive. Thank you.
Yeah.
That serving it to guests, you will impress them very, very much.
Yay.
Did we say we had some mashed potatoes? It's wonderful.
Oh, I
served with
forgot
mashed
about
potatoes.
that. Well, they saw it.
That was our homemade mashed potatoes. All right.
Oh,
I am really excited about this.
I
Oh,
am salivating. Oh, look at that, Chris.
chicken is perfectly cooked, so tender.
I got some. Oh, that sauce, Chris.
I know.
Are you ready? Oh, it's a little warm.
Yeah, it's
I gotta blow on it.
Okay. That sauce. I know. Well,
That is so good.
it's so
That Madeira sauce is like,
so deep in flavor. We love all kinds of mushroom dishes. We have our,
oh gosh.
like I
yeah.
said, our chicken marsala, which is loaded with mushrooms. and
Oh, you
sauce.
guys. Oh, this sauce. I'm sorry.
Chicken fricassee is a good one.
Yeah. Chicken marsala. Yes. I get. Oh, you guys.
I know.
Yeah. All right.
I got to get down to business so we can eat this.
Yes. This is 1,000,000% Loon approved. It is so good, and it's easy, and it's affordable.
And it's off the trip. Yeah, Madeira wine is not overly pricey.
Yeah, and it'll last you
In
for
the
a
last
while.
year, you'll be making this time and time again. All right, I'm having another bite.
You guys.
We love you guys. We hope you're inspired to make this because it's going to be on heavy rotation.
So
I
good.
promise you that.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
We're going to eat dinner. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
We love you.
Yay.